I had some pretty crazy experiences in driver's training. Even my driver's partner was just horrible at driving, like the absolute worst. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I was the best, but not that bad. I still remember the very first day I started driver's training. I was way older than everybody else because driver's training was in the winter time, and I always go to Wisconsin for winter, for Christmas and stuff, just for vacation, because that's where my family lives. So I decided that I can take it 1 year and just come home like a day early from Wisconsin, because you can't take it if you're a day late, they said. So we came home 1 day early, and I finally took driver's training. I was like an old man in that class, dude. Anyway, I'm like sitting there, and the guy's like talking about driving and what to do, what not to do. And I'm like, seriously, dude, I already know all this stuff. This is for like the little kids that have no idea what they're doing. And then he's like, we're gonna schedule driving partners. And all these kids start like picking people up that they're gonna partner up with. And I'm like sitting here like, It sounds, I don't know any of these kids. I just didn't know who to pick. And finally the kid behind me was just like, wanna be my partner, dude? And I was like, sure, dude, why not? I didn't know him, but I needed a partner, and the only other kid that was available was this guy that thinks he's so cool and he lifts weights and everything, and so I was his partner from day one. Oh my god, dude, what is that? So I was his partner, and we just started driving like the second or third day, I think, and I started driving, and it was in the winter time. And keep in mind, I've never driven a car before, ever. Like, literally, that was my first time driving a car. Like, I mean, I've moved a car in the driveway or whatever, but I've never actually driven one on the road. So we're sitting there, because we scheduled a place to meet at to start driving. And I get there, like, 10, 15 minutes early, you know, like I always do. And like, we're just sitting there waiting for the other kid, and he just, like, doesn't show up. He's just late, and we're getting ready to go, and then finally this car just pulls up, and he comes sprinting up to the car. And at this point, I would have rather just went on my own, honestly, because I didn't know who this kid was, and he's not my friend, so I just didn't really want to just drive with him. As bad as that sounds, honestly, but never judge a book by its cover, unless it's a stupid history book. I need to stop making stupid jokes like that. That's horrible. So we start driving. I'm doing pretty good, just doing my own thing. And this kid's just sitting in the back seat and just playing on his phone and just sitting right in the middle of the mirror. Like, when I say mirror, like the rear view mirror. So I'm sitting there looking at the rear view mirror, and this kid's sitting with his head right in my vision. So the driver instructor just tells him to move over, and he moved over, and that's pretty much all he did the rest of the way. And then I remember, like, the second time, the guy thought my driving was good enough and actually had me parallel park, and I just didn't want to parallel park at all. But I did it and got it over with, and then the kid that I drove with, it was his turn, and we were going down the road, and we came up, like, there's no stop signs or anything, but it was like you can keep going straight, obviously, and then there was like a crossroad, and the guy was like, make a left here. So we're waiting, he has his directional on, it's left directional, but there's a guy coming towards us, so we gotta wait. So we're waiting, and as soon as the car passes, this kid turns right. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to turn left. The guy even said to turn left. You had your left directional on. What are you doing? And the driver's instructor's like, why did we turn right? And the kid's like, oh. How do you not know, dude? You physically have to turn the steering wheel to the right to go that way. And then my third drive, I almost hit a rabbit. And that was horrible, because I just seen him sprinting across the road, and I was just like, he's dead, dude, he's dead. Luckily, I didn't hit him. And the driver instructor was like, oh, we almost had a rabbit for dinner. So I slammed on the brakes, and I was like, don't you ever make jokes like that again. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. That's sure what I was thinking, though. Well, I'm just so happy it's done with now. If I have to give you guys any advice, I'd say to just take driver's training as soon as you possibly can. Just get it done and out of the way. Then you're done with it, you know everything you need to know, and that's pretty much it, and you're just done, and you can go take your road test and just get your license. I mean, or you could just be a savage and just wait till you're 18 and take your test that way, but it's totally up to you.